moved my camera, now it's crazy. Shoot. I think I need to move it back. All right. Oh, now it's super weird, I think. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Well, today I feel like I'm going to do this terrain. I've never done terrain before. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to try to, this weekend, tomorrow, today, it's raining today, so I'm like not motivated to go outside at all and really do much of anything. So I need to go to the hardware store and buy the crap that I would need to put the shelf up. But that sounds like work to me. I will do it. Hopefully when it stops raining. Also, my car is, in the shop today. So I'm kind of reliant on my daughter for transportation. And she's sick. So, yay. Not great. And when she wakes up and is, able to resume life, maybe I'll get a ride to get my car, and then I can go to the hardware store, move on with things. So today I'm just gonna paint in this base. While I'm at the hardware store, I ought to just buy a few like little wood pieces that I can use for it. I mean, that's a great idea, right? Like, I don't need anything super special, just a few little pieces of wood that I can magnetize or, use that little gum stuff and just stick these on so I don't have to like hold on to the figure. That's just dumb. Anyway, so I'm going to install a shelf over my desk where I can put all my paints and my supplies and actually, install lights and my camera up there. I'm going to upgrade some of my streaming gear, maybe not use my phone because it's kind of a pain to do. And maybe I'll use like a webcam. Like, I don't know. I just didn't really know much about this stuff before, and I just, thought it was kind of fun to just do. Streaming gear, maybe not use my phone. All right, kind of listening to my stream just to like see if you can see what I'm doing. Anyway, so I think the webcam will be easier because I can actually maybe put, so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better, because I'm not 100% sure you can really see what I'm doing, so if you can, or you're having a hard time, just let me know in the chat. Like, I'd really be interested to see like what you think about the angles and stuff that I'm at. I don't know, I've got this little square here where I'm supposed to keep my figure, so I can make sure that I'm in but then I keep moving my camera around because I just feel like maybe you can't see it. So anyway, got a little bit of work to do, and it's good. Oh my gosh, I'm like shaking so bad. I literally, well, I did eat today. I mean, that's my main problem for shaking, but maybe I've just had a little bit too much, coffee. And it just makes me shake like a person with Parkinson's. Not that bad, thank goodness. Knock on some kind of wood around here that I don't get Parkinson's. That would be awful. That would be awful. I mean, there are some things that I just would really like to avoid, and that's one. Like, what's another one? Really, really live in fear of ever having a stroke. Dementia, I don't know. Sounds pretty great. No, I'm just kidding, really. That's so bad. I've worked with a lot of people with dementia, and sometimes you lose your insight. Like, you just don't even realize what's happening to you, but a lot of people do realize what's happening, and it's a really scary thing, and they start hiding and, lying because they just don't want other people to know about it, because they're going to lose their independence and, everything that they've worked so hard for in their lives. And that's really hard, because they're also not safe. So anyway, dude, I keep moving this thing, and then I'm like, I don't even know if anybody can see it. Okay, so I'm basing this in like the ugliest crap brown ever, and it's gonna dry pretty quick, and then I can put another couple shades on, layers on it, I think. And then I think I'm gonna like highlight it with some maybe yellow or some of that like dead flesh color that's right there. Maybe I ought to mix it up. Kind of got all crappy from just sitting in the wet palette. And then come at it with some of this like green and brown. Just try to, make that terrain look as kind of interesting as possible without a lot of like, it's got a little bit of texture and stuff, but I wonder if I should paint the bottom. I guess I will. This is the wrong paintbrush to be using for this. So, anyway, paint the bottom. Maybe that top is dry by now. Nope, not dry yet at all. Okay. Well, I'm still wondering if I should spray this. I probably should spray it with some kind of polyethylene or sealer. I'm just not sure. And also my highlights aren't really showing up much. Are they? Yeah, I guess they are. If I get the right light on it. Conflicted about this. I don't know. Oh, that was way too much. I gotta take that out now. Holy cow, there's my shaking going on. Just trying to take up a little bit of that white paint. I didn't want quite so much white down. Maybe I should just let it dry and see what. Let's see. So I've got that eye with that little tiny bit of white in it, and that one without it. And I think I like it with just that little tiny bit of white in it. hair in my paintbrush. That's weird. Anyway, once I get things set up a little bit better, I think the camera will be in a better position to be able to see what it is I'm doing. So like when I've got this turned away, I'm not really confident that it can be seen. And I really want, people to be able to see what it is I'm doing, even if I don't know what it is I'm doing. Hmm. Oh, that feels like kind of dry in there. I didn't say that. Is that what I should have said? I don't know. Oh my gosh, Can you see this okay? Like when I've got it turned this way, I just don't know if people can see the side. What the heck is that? Can you see that? That little tiny... I need some tweezers. I'll be right back. I've got to go get some tweezers. Okay. So, my brush has a little thing, I think that's just a piece of gotta get it out. All right, good. Can't have those hanging about. Whoops. I'm just waiting for the terrain to dry a little bit, and then I can go in and get a little bit more texture on it. So another layer of the brown. I'm going to make sure I've covered up all of the underneath part. It's just so small. And that little wizard, I'm going to what's the word? Well, I'm going to paint it as the little wizard. I'm going to, I have no words. I don't know what I'm talking about. Prime. I'm going to prime the wizard. I'm going to prime the wizard today in preparation for painting that tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming for an hour or two tomorrow to paint the wizard. Maybe. I don't think I'll get it done in 2 hours. That seems like a lot, considering it's really only my third little guy that I've painted. But I'll do my best to get it done. I feel like I should finish the dragon at some point. You know, I had such high expectations for the dragon that I just, you know, it's not like I got, well, I mean, I guess I did. No, I didn't get frustrated. I got disenchanted with my efforts. You know, when my paintings don't go the way that I want to, it's hard. You have to persevere and keep painting for a while until you can see things come together. And you know what, actually, on retrospect, that's probably where I am with the dragon. I really just need to go back in, work for another hour or two on it, and I bet it will come together. I had that with this one too, where I was like, ugh. But I just kept going because I knew I just needed to finish it. You know, there's always that point in time when you're like, you know, this sucks. Especially if you're new at it and, you know, are kind of a perfectionist with your creativity and whatever. So just have to remember that, you know, it's a process. And just because I have experience in other things doesn't mean I'm just gonna like rock at this the very first time. So I don't really feel like I'm doing that bad at this point. That's funny. Like I'm not that bad. Like me, I worry that you're saying all that about the grammar and stuff is because you know I'm a grammar Nazi, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought he knew things. Well, I know you know things. I know that you know the difference between. Was that supposed to be a skeptical? Like, what is the skeptical face emoji? I don't even know. It's very funny. Okay, now I gotta wait for this to dry again. You know, okay, note to self. Someone remind me, someone including me and you, remind me to bring my heat tool into my space over here so I can, like, you know, not have to wait 1,000 years for things to dry, which, you know, it sucks. I hate that part. Watercolor's the same way. You gotta just sit and you can't do anything in that area because you'll ruin it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Those eyes are weird. I don't know about that. That's just... I don't know. It's so small. I don't even know what I could do differently to, like, fix it. So in watercolor, when you have these hard edges, and maybe that's why I'm obsessing, when you have hard edges in watercolor, you either, one, that's your style for that painting, and you leave them, and that's just what it is. And sometimes some paintings require that hard edge. Whoa. But for the most part in watercolor, you want soft-ish edges, and I am super conditioned to just like soften all these hard edges. So when I'm seeing like this little hard edge on this eye, I'm just like, it's cringeworthy because I'm like, I can't have hard edges. But maybe in the eye, like that's what's necessary. I don't know. I wonder if I could just do like, I don't know, so tiny. Yeah, I think that's what it needs. Yeah. Yep, that's what it needed. It needed just a gleam of white. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I did that. Yeah. Almost covered up too much white on that, so I need to go back in and just, but that's good. I like that. All right. We can't even hardly see what I'm talking about. Ew, that's still freaking wet. Dang it. Okay. All right. I'm blowing. The top is mostly. So now I'm gonna go in with a really, I think this is already glazed. Okay. Yeah, my first reaction to this yellow is that it's like, oh my god, it's too yellow, but like it's gonna dry so different, so I'm not gonna freak out about it right now. I think it'll be actually just perfect, but it's so hard to just like not get all crazy about like what you're doing. Glaze is so different because it doesn't go on like normal paint, so you can't get all weird about it. Oh my god, I just got it on his like leg. Crap. It's like he pooped down his leg or something. It's the worst color ever. Okay, around the edges and down in there. Down in there. Just, it, you know, these things just fall out of my mouth. I don't know. I can't help it. It's who I am. All right, I kind of like that. I might need to go back in with a little bit more brown on the top, but I like that decently. It's like a weird rock, kind of, but super not remotely done, so it's okay. Okay, so now I really need my heat gun because there's just not much to do left on this. Well, I would do that, but I don't really know jack crap about any of this stuff. Any of these, like, I remember we picked this guy off the shelf. I'm like, oh, he's cute. I mean, I really actually think he's kind of, he's not cute, but he's, like, interesting in a way, so. But I guess I could do some research on it, right? I mean, I think I've seen, you know, that it's helpful to know what you're painting, right? I have no idea who would help me with stuff like that. I don't know anybody. I have no friends in my life. Maybe Ryan. I'm teasing, by the way. Here comes the boring part of waiting. Okay, I'm just going to set him down while that dries and maybe just like change focus over here. So, well, I really like how these wings have mostly turned out, but there's something that they need. Okay, see you later. Everybody up sometimes, everybody up someday. Let's see. too much, but I'm gonna put it on there. Just glazing this wing, see if it's gonna, what it's gonna do to my wing. Hopefully I don't like hate it so bad, but I do feel like I'm using a little bit too much glaze on that, but I'm gonna let it dry. Since I'm just learning, I'm just gonna let that dry and see what happens to it. See if I super hate it. I think it'll be all right. It needs highlights. Using my kind of crappy paintbrush. You see all the like little pokies out of there. I need to fix that because it's super annoying. So I'm just going to take my tweezers to it. I even reshaped this paintbrush after the last time I used it. I can't even pull those out. Pull this one out. I think I got some of them. I mean, this is not a high quality paintbrush at all. I mean, even if I absolutely destroy it right now, I'm not worried at all about that. Okay, all right, this one, I'm gonna do this little side of the wing now. So I was saying earlier that I don't know, I'm trying to decide what the emotion is I feel about this dragon. Like, I was super excited to paint this dragon because I just love dragons. I always have, like, ever since I was a teenager. I was reading, okay, dragons and pirates. Like, if you've got a book about dragons and pirates, I'm just there. Anyway, I read, let's see, Anne McCaffrey. When I was in high school, I read a dragon series. What the heck was it called? Dragons of Pern or something like that. Anyway, it was awesome. So I got like a real taste of like that fantasy, and just ever since then I've just like love them. And so I saw this in the store and I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna be doing this. This my first one. I'm gonna try and see what it's all about. So I was pretty excited about it, and you know, and I got into it and realized that like maybe I don't have the skill set quite yet to really make it you know, what I really wanted it to be like, which, you know, I got to that point where you're like, it's not turning out like I wanted it to turn out. So I kind of put it down for a while, and I don't know. It's been hard to get back because I haven't really known, like, really where to go with it. So that's okay. That's just artist, you know, that's artist stuff. Like, it's just what you go through, the self-doubt, you know, the I suck kind of stuff, or like, this is not turning out and I don't have the skills to fix it or whatever. But, you know, you just have to have confidence in yourself and the process, you know, that it's all going to be okay. Doesn't, you know, you'll move past that. It's like the awkward stage of growing up, you know. It'll pass. So I'm just putting a little highlight on like where the sun would fall on his body. Trying to make it look just like a highlight instead of just like a gross splotch. Sure, there's an easier way to do this, but in the painting that I've done before, like it's a little easier. The paint moves around a lot easier, so I'm struggling a little bit with the acrylic paint because it doesn't move around as well as I'm used to, and it dries. I don't know. I guess I actually think it dries slower, but also when it dries, it's just not as easy to manipulate. Like with watercolor, you can pick up the paint, months later if it's the right hue. So yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. So I'm wondering, like these little things, I'm actually not sure that those should be that color. So I'm really not thinking I should paint those right now. I am going to put a little bit of highlight right there. And I'm not sure if I'm using the best color for this particular highlight, because it just feels like, but when I've used like a lighter color blue, yeah, I pretty much hate that. Yeah, that's gonna be a mess. I need to soak that up. That's a mess. When I've used a little bit lighter blue on it, it doesn't work as well. Maybe if I put it with a little tiny bit of gray. No, not sure. I need to study up on these highlights a little bit better. Maybe really figure out how the best way to do it is. I know there's techniques for like lightening up the paint, across the surface area, with slowly progressively like lightening colors and stuff, but I don't know, like when it's this little tiny area, I just don't really feel like I've got the the surface area to do something like that. Maybe the key is just smaller. No, it's not. Just I think it's definitely about the shade, so just trying that. Just like, I think maybe just a little bit of a lighter gray is better for that, like right there. We'll see how that dries, if I like it. Here. That didn't turn out super great, but I think I could fix that. And then I got that area. I feel like maybe the tips of his toes might need a little highlight. I don't know. So crazy. Okay. All right, I really want to do some kind of, well, so this is dry now, and that's okay. But now I feel like maybe, wonder about dry brush on this. Haven't done any dry brush on it yet, so whoops. Okay, I'm gonna most of my paint off. Okay, all right, going in. Yeah, that looks all right. I mean, comparatively, maybe right over here I might need. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm just kind of taking it away from me a little bit so I can see it. That's kind of uneven. I'm not digging that a lot there. Yeah, that's some decent texture that I kind of like. I'm just trying a little dry brush on this just a little, just to add just a little bit of more texture to it, and I kind of like it because I have hardly any paint on my brush at this point, so it's like the bare minimum of texture, but it's pretty awesome. Like it makes it even just a little bit more aged looking. I kind of like that. Yeah. Ooh, those. Ooh, I love those. The front of those wings are pretty sweet. All right. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna try to put a little bit of like highlight here. See if this is a good color for that. And up here on the tip of the wing, I'm wondering if that's like the best color for that, or if it should be like this gray. That's pretty. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit more at this wing tip because the sun would hit right here, probably. Can't even see that. And it looks like I got some yellow. right, let's see here. All right, just looking at my paints, just trying to figure out. All right, a little bit more. Highlight up here on this. Tip of that wing. Oh wait, I did. What the heck? I think I went crazy. It's over here. This is where I was working. Just put a tiny bit of brown in there. Okay. Okay, and I do want to somewhat highlight the back of this wing as well, right here. Noticing that this is not the right color here. I do need a little bit of highlighting the back of this rib a little bit. Okay. I think I need to do a wash on that, but I'm not, maybe I need to do a wash of gray. Let's see, let's try it. Put a little bit of wash in my gray over here. Needs to be shut. Okay. I don't want too much. More, really just spread that around really good. I'm going to turn it upside down so that the wash goes the correct direction. Go against the green, really get it in there. Okay, do a little bit more. Really want that. there's so much texture in these. Really, really want to, you know, bring that out and make it so it's not so flat, because it is looking really flat right now. I need to do the tail too, the little part of that tail. So I wasn't scheduled to stream today, so it probably will end in, you know, 5 minutes or so, but I am streaming tomorrow as scheduled for an hour. Maybe I'll go longer. Maybe I'll extend that, like I said, to a couple of hours and either continue to work on, I mean, I've got 2 active projects right now, which is this dragon and this little guy that I need to finish the base on. And by the way, that base I think is looking pretty good. A little more texture would be great, but like I like the contrast. So that and this dragon that I'm actually feeling a lot better about now, like now that I've actually gotten back into it and not let it give me the I don't know, it was giving me some kind of like creative block. Just was frustrated. But sometimes you just get back in, start painting, just do it, you know, do just a small thing, and then I don't know, I feel like for me, the block usually kind of dissipates, which is awesome. So, okay, really get that in there. Yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe, yeah, that's just tons better. Get that up here really good. Yeah, I'm loving that. I think that was the problem, is I just hadn't done any glaze or anything on these really bright blue areas, and I just wasn't feeling it. All right, so I'm gonna set him down. We'll let him dry. He's just about dry, so I'll finish him tomorrow. At some point, I will prime that little guy. I don't want to forget to do a little bit of highlighting on the tongue and his face. I've got to do a glaze on that face. Some glaze and highlighting on that face and that side wing, for lack of what, I don't know what these things are called. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better at that. Like that, those wings just look leathery and weathered. He's just looking good. I think he's looking good. Okay, really pleased with how he's turning out. So yeah, all right. Well, thank you for watching. Certainly appreciate it, and hope that I'll see you guys tomorrow. And till then, we'll have a great day.